The untold stories of WWE's most controversial divas. Have you ever thought about what it's like to be a woman navigating the chaotic world of professional wrestling? In a space dominated by men, WWE divas often faced unique challenges, balancing their public image, personal relationships, and the demanding expectations of the industry. These incidents have often brought unwanted attention, raising questions about WWE's treatment of its female talent. Such controversies underscored why women often did not feel safe in WWE. Before we dive in, hit that subscribe button and tap the gray bell so you don't miss out on our latest videos. Trust me, you'll want to stay updated on all the secrets we're about to uncover. Let's explore the untold stories of these women who broke the mold in a world that often underestimated them. So let's start with Tori Wilson and Stacy Keebler. In the realm of WWE, not every diva was passionate about wrestling itself. For women like Tori Wilson and Stacy Keebler, it was more about the spotlight and the chance to showcase their beauty. However, some women miss the old days. Tori Wilson has said she was never really a fan of wrestling. She saw it more as a chance to gain exposure. She loved showing off her looks, but wasn't as interested in showcasing her wrestling skills. Her close friend, fellow diva Stacy Keebler, felt similarly. She wanted to be a pretty face on camera, but relied more on her brains behind the scenes than her fists in the ring. Both women admitted that the more they learned about wrestling, the less they disliked it, but their main passion was posing for cameras, not slamming each other through tables. There are even rumors that WWE officials tried to stop Tori and Stacy from taking too many outside gigs, fearing they would find fame elsewhere and not return to WWE. Once they left, these two women definitely didn't look back. Lita. Some people are great at being heels or villains, while others find the constant hate tiring. Amy Dumas, better known as Lita, played the bad girl girlfriend of Adam "Edge" Copeland. The WWE created a storyline about a real-life love triangle involving Lita, Matt Hardy, and Edge. The drama unfolded on stage, with Lita cheating on Matt Hardy with Edge, which mirrored what was happening behind the scenes. This made her very unpopular with both fans and other WWE stars. Lita faced constant rude comments and cold shoulders, which led to her feeling depressed. She struggled to eat and sleep during this time, and the treatment she received was so harsh that it forced her to leave WWE for good. Pretty shameful that a talented diva who was groundbreaking for her time, could be so mistreated. Sonny Sytch. Sonny Sytch's wild ride through the wrestling world is full of controversies that went completely against what WWE stood for. Her scandals and reckless behavior clashed with the values WWE tried to uphold. She was so out of control that after getting arrested 5 times in just 4 weeks, WWE decided they could no longer pay for her rehab visits. Sure, Sonny was beautiful and charming, but that can only get you so far. Even in wrestling, fans were shocked when they learned she had cheated on her high school sweetheart, Chris Candido, who introduced her to wrestling. Her affair with Shawn Michaels didn't stay a secret for long, especially since they thought the WWE locker room was a great place for their hookups. It seemed like they didn't care about the consequences, thinking they could have fun without anyone noticing. When she wasn't busy with hookups or in jail, she posed for adult websites, much to WWE's disappointment. Reportedly, she was a nightmare to work with, embodying diva behavior both inside and outside the ring. She was known for being late to events, demanding diva treatment, and having outrageous expense reports. Christy Hemi. Christy Hemi's WWE career started off strong. She became a fan favorite after winning the 2004 WWE Divas Search, earning $250,000 and a 1-year contract with WWE. She made an immediate impact on the Raw roster and kicked off a feud with Carmella, the Diva Search runner-up. Her charisma and energy in the ring were undeniable, quickly winning over fans and making her one of the standout women on the roster. However, fans were shocked when WWE suddenly released Christy from her contract in 2005, leaving many to wonder why. Rumor has it that Christy was seen acting inappropriately with Triple H, her boss's husband. This rumor spread like wildfire, causing tension behind the scenes, especially given Triple H's significant role in the company. It's no surprise that McMahon wasn't happy with this rumor of an affair. Speculations continued to swirl, leaving fans to question whether her release was more personal than professional. At first, Christy said she was let go due to budget cuts, but later she became more mysterious, claiming she left on her own terms because of her morals and values and her refusal to compromise to get ahead. She stood by her decision, insisting that her integrity meant more than a career in WWE, which led to more debate about the true reason behind her departure. Trivia time! There was a time when WWE girls were picked for their beauty instead of their brains and skills. Although this current superstar was interested in WWE from a young age, she briefly took a detour and did some modeling for Hooters. Who is she? Keep watching for the answer. And while you're here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and tap the bell icon so you never miss out on our latest videos and all the exciting WWE stories we uncover. Dawn Marie. Next up is another former diva who made headlines with a surprising and embarrassing lawsuit against WWE. After leaving ECW, Dawn Marie became successful as Tori Wilson's top rival. For a while, they were the only female feud on SmackDown. When she wasn't wrestling, Dawn took college and acting classes, hoping for a career outside WWE, a goal you'd expect the management to encourage. However, when Dawn got pregnant, her wrestling career took a hit. Instead of finding her a job backstage or putting her on maternity leave until her baby was born, WWE fired her. This decision shocked many, as it seemed to contradict the company's supposed commitment to supporting its talent. Dawn wasn't ready to give up, so she sued WWE for wrongful termination. Her legal battle became a significant moment in wrestling history, drawing attention to the lack of support for female performers during pivotal life changes. It was especially shameful because other women in WWE, like Maurice and Maria Kanellis, were allowed to work while pregnant. In the end, Dawn and WWE settled the case outside of court. Many of her fellow wrestlers, including Charlie Haas, felt her termination was unfair and that she should have been allowed maternity leave until her child was born. Sable. Sable has been with WWE since 1996, making her one of the first WWE divas ever. She quickly became a fan favorite, even while male wrestlers fought in the ring. Just when it seemed like she couldn't be more popular, she turned heel and left WWE suddenly. To everyone's surprise, she slapped WWE with a $100 million sexual harassment lawsuit. The lawsuit included a mix of charges. Some were typical complaints you'd expect from her job, like being asked to emphasize her relationships with other women and unsafe working conditions. Others were more serious, involving incidents of sexual harassment. Vince McMahon also filed a lawsuit over the use of her stage name, but they settled out of court. Not only that, but Sable returned to WWE as Vince McMahon's on-stage mistress. The lawsuit is something Sable and the McMahons prefer not to discuss. Taran Terell. Sometimes love and wrestling just don't mix, as shown by many stories in this video. Taran Terell was eliminated from the WWE Diva search in 2007, but signed with WWE in 2008 under the name Tiffany. Despite a rocky start, she was determined to prove herself and make a name in the wrestling world. She got engaged to Drew Galloway, known as Drew McIntyre, and they even married in Las Vegas. A great start to married life, right? However, people grew worried about their marriage because Taran openly criticized WWE, which seemed like a bad move for her career and her husband's. Her frustrations reflected the struggles many wrestlers face when balancing personal relationships with the demanding nature of the wrestling industry. She used social media to complain about her job and claimed her husband was cheating on her. This mess led to both a divorce from Drew and her departure from WWE. Ironically, Taran now works for GFW, while McIntyre is still with WWE. Gail Kim. While many wrestlers might feel intimidated by the big names behind WWE, Gail Kim isn't one to back down. She stands her ground and speaks her mind. Her fearlessness in confronting the powers that be sets her apart as a trailblazer in women's wrestling. She has stood up to this father-daughter duo more than once and hasn't held back. Gail accused Vince of being sexist and not wanting women's wrestling to succeed. She claimed he had many talented women available, but chose to ignore their skills to keep them from succeeding. When Stephanie tried to take credit for improvements in women's wrestling, Gail pointed out that Impact Wrestling deserved the credit. Many fans support Gail, knowing she has the talent but was underutilized in WWE. It was clear the company didn't invest in her, which would frustrate anyone, especially someone so passionate about wrestling. Jim Ross once said it was her ethnicity that made Vince see her as not marketable enough, and this made Gail say she would never work for WWE again. Her decision resonated deeply with fans, reflecting the disappointment many felt regarding the company's narrow views on talent. The sexism and racism are embarrassing, along with WWE's bad business decision to overlook someone many consider one of the greatest female wrestlers ever. Terry Reynolds. Sadly, it's not surprising that sometimes male wrestlers follow WWE's ugly history of mistreating its female performers. Terry Reynolds once managed her then-husband's career and helped Dustin Runnels, better known as Goldust, succeed with her hosting and interviewing skills. Her contributions were pivotal during a time when female talent often struggled for recognition. With management and her performances to juggle, it's safe to say Terry had a full plate during her 8 years with WWE. After her marriage ended and several other relationships, she dated ECW legend New Jack. This relationship was marked by its intensity and unpredictability, capturing the attention of fans and critics alike. Their relationship confused many people and, not surprisingly, didn't last long. However, the breakup was particularly messy. New Jack made all sorts of awful claims, saying Terry had STDs, money problems, and a drug issue. These accusations were not only damaging to Terry's reputation, but also served as a stark reminder of how toxic relationships can spiral out of control in the spotlight. He also started sharing scandalous photos of her, which led Terry to take legal action against him. This drama reflected poorly on WWE. Current WWE superstar. Which current WWE superstar and longtime fan used to work as a Hooters girl? That would be Liv Morgan, who modeled for Hooters while also being a competitive cheerleader. Do you think women wrestlers are treated fairly in WWE? Share your thoughts in the comments. Michelle McCool. Michelle McCool, a former WWE diva, shared her experiences after leaving the company in 2011. McCool's exit came after a loser leaves WWE match against her former tag team partner, Layla. The decision was largely influenced by her desire to start a family with her husband, The Undertaker. McCool revealed that her decision to leave wasn't solely about starting a family. She felt she was treated differently because of her relationship with one of WWE's biggest stars. McCool expressed her frustration to Vince McMahon, saying, "I don't want to hate something that I grew up loving so much. The longer I stay, the more I get this sour taste in my mouth." This insight reveals the pressure she faced while trying to balance her personal and professional life. Although there have been rumors about her returning to the ring full-time, McCool has only participated in a few sporadic matches since her departure. Notably, she made a strong showing in the first Women's Royal Rumble match, where she had the most eliminations at 5. She also took part in the Battle Royal at the Evolution pay-per-view. These reflections on McCool's career provide a glimpse into the challenges faced by women in wrestling, especially those linked to prominent figures in the industry. Janelle Grant. Janelle Grant, a former WWE employee, has made serious claims against the company and Vince McMahon. In January 2023, she filed a lawsuit alleging sexual battery, trafficking, and various abuses during her time at WWE from 2019 to 2022. Grant says McMahon pressured her into a sexual relationship to keep her job and later directed her to interact with others, including former executive John Laurinaitis. In her lawsuit, Grant shares detailed accounts of sexual assault, harassment, and emotional abuse at WWE's headquarters in Stamford, Connecticut. She claims McMahon not only mistreated her, but also shared explicit photos and videos of her with others. Additionally, she is contesting a $3 million non-disclosure agreement she felt forced to sign when leaving WWE, arguing it is invalid because McMahon breached it by offering her only $1 million. Grant's attorney has requested WWE and its parent company endeavor to stop enforcing NDAs for other employees to encourage more people to speak out. McMahon denies the allegations, calling them false, while Laurinaitis' lawyer claims he is a victim too. This situation reveals troubling aspects of WWE's treatment of female employees and highlights the need for change. Ashley Masaro. Ashley Masaro, a former WWE star, tragically took her own life in 2019. Months before her death, she filed a lawsuit claiming that wrestling head injuries led to her depression and addiction to painkillers. She also alleged that WWE discouraged her from reporting a sexual assault she experienced during a tour of Kuwait in 2006. According to her friend, Cara Pipia, Stephanie McMahon, daughter of Vince McMahon, allegedly helped cover up Ashley's sexual assault claims. Masaro reported that she had been sexually assaulted by members of the U.S. Armed Forces while in Kuwait. After her suicide, WWE stated they were unaware of her allegations. Pipia claimed that before a crucial meeting with WWE executives, Stephanie made Ashley feel comfortable. However, once they entered the boardroom, Ashley felt completely abandoned. Pipia stated, "She was threatened, and there was no compassion, no sympathy, there was nothing." Before the meeting, Ashley consulted a locker room doctor who was sympathetic but had no authority to help her. This doctor had advised her on the situation but could not intervene effectively. In January 2023, Stephanie McMahon resigned from her position as co-CEO of WWE after her father was reinstated as chairman, following various misconduct allegations against him, including sex trafficking. Despite the serious accusations against her father, Stephanie has denied the claims that she was involved in any cover-up regarding Ashley Masaro's allegations. Mandy Rose. Mandy Rose, a former NXT champion, really boosted her career while in NXT. After struggling on the main roster, she found success teaming up with Gigi Dolan and JC Jane to create Toxic Attraction, a powerful trio that dominated the NXT women's division. Their talent shone bright, especially for a developmental brand. However, fans were shocked when Rose unexpectedly lost her championship to Roxanne Perez during a recent show. While the audience was surprised, they quickly applauded her for her hard work and dedication during her run. Things took a turn when WWE announced her release on December 14th. According to Fightful, the company let her go due to content she posted on her FanTime page, which they felt violated her contract. This situation echoed a previous issue involving Zelina Vega, showing WWE's strict rules under Vince McMahon about wrestlers using social media for personal gain. Despite Rose's efforts to elevate the NXT brand, WWE's choice to release her felt unfair. A suspension might have been a better option. Even after her release, Mandy Rose has many opportunities ahead. With Impact Wrestling losing several female stars, she could be a great addition to their roster. If she decides not to wrestle, she also has a promising modeling career to explore. AJ Lee. A bold confrontation shook the wrestling world when former diva AJ Lee publicly called out WWE leadership for their treatment of female wrestlers. While she has received many awards during her career, she was once publicly called out by former diva AJ Lee. It all began when McMahon tweeted in agreement with Patricia Arquette's speech about women's rights in America. AJ took to Twitter to call McMahon a hypocrite, accusing her of pretending to care about women's rights. AJ pointed out that female wrestlers earn a lot from merchandise sales and have appeared in some of WWE's highest-rated segments. She questioned why these women received far less airtime and pay than their male counterparts. AJ's dislike for Stephanie McMahon was well known and was a big reason she left WWE in the first place. This public confrontation on a huge platform had to be embarrassing for McMahon. It undermined her message about equality in wrestling and painted her as a hypocrite. Ouch! Despite this, McMahon tried to stay classy and simply said she appreciated AJ's opinion. CJ Perry. On July 22nd, Vince McMahon announced his retirement from WWE amid an investigation into allegations of sexual misconduct and hush money payments. Just days later, it was revealed that a federal investigation had sped up his decision to step down, with an SEC filing referring to it as a resignation. CJ Perry, formerly known as WWE's Lana, shared her thoughts on the situation in an interview with Inside the Ropes. Perry revealed she had a great relationship with McMahon, who was kind and taught her many life lessons. However, despite her positive experiences, she believes misconduct should be exposed. Perry, a victim of sexual harassment herself, expressed compassion for the women allegedly harmed by McMahon and stressed the importance of handling such situations properly. Reflecting on her time in WWE, Perry admitted it was a challenging road. She knew she might fail in front of a massive audience, like during her first singles match at a pay-per-view. Yet, she embraced those challenges, understanding the privilege of living the dream of many women who fought for similar opportunities. Perry worked hard to respect the business, knowing her path was different from others, but her hustle was just as real. This complex situation, involving McMahon's misconduct and the challenges faced by women like Perry, sheds light on issues WWE may prefer to keep hidden. As we reflect on the stories that paint a picture of the complex and often challenging world behind WWE's curtain, it's clear that, for many of these women, life outside the ring wasn't always what it seemed. While they entertained millions in the spotlight, behind the scenes they dealt with struggles, personal hardships, and sometimes unfair treatment. From navigating backstage politics to balancing personal relationships in the public eye, these women often faced battles that went unnoticed by fans. But the important thing is how these former divas faced their struggles and shaped their paths, despite the controversies. What do you think? Should WWE have handled things differently? Or is this just part of the entertainment business? Let us know your thoughts below. Thanks for being with us through this video. If you enjoyed it, please subscribe, give us a thumbs up, and share your thoughts in the comments. Your subscription helps us continue creating quality content for you.